Let me first start with how it came about. Now, it was a pleasant byproduct of an overall good governance push sometime about 5-6 years ago. So the spirit was that the institutions need to be improved and that good governance advocacies need to be pushed forward. In that process, we stumbled upon this new notion called the open data movement. And then we realized that this open data movement is extremely consistent and in fact is a necessary component of a long-term societal good governance activity. So when that happened, we said, oh, this is something we can do, low-hanging, we have access to the information, we should get that information, and then now that the technology is available for us to publish it, we don't know where it will lead to, but let's just publish it and then see what the debate is. So that's how it started. In the Philippines, there's a mixed result. As many of the reformers in governance would tell you, government is not homogeneous. And the results of our good governance are also not homogeneous. So in certain aspects, clearly there have been leaps and strides in opening up data for the public. Just on that aspect, not the use, not the curation, just the first step one of opening it up. So budget data is almost always open, so much so that people get to see the budget long before the congressmen get to see it, and that they can compare it to machine-readable, downloadable formats, and then you compare the submitted NEP, National Expenditure Plan, and the final GAA, and then you can see what the priorities of your congressman will be. It's also been affirmed by many indices, the Open Budget Index, which recently came out, which puts us in the top in the ASEAN, significant. So on the budget side, the expenditure side, I think they get some improvement from prior, but not as ideal. What you want on the expenditure side is data as you spend it. I think there are continuing government efforts to make government expenditure captured in quicker time, ideally real time, and published in real time, in a quick time, ideally real time. I think they're piloting it now. I think there's an awarded contract. If that works, let's keep our fingers crossed that it works. Then on the expenditure, and that's huge already. Real public policy has dollars and cents. So if you follow the dollars and cents, don't even watch the news. You just look at those. That's the real public policy. So that's important. But it's not the same for all. Maritime information is bad. SEC information, juridical entity, you have to pay for it. Traffic data, thanks to some efforts in MMDA, but primarily because of Waze and Uber, is now public. Okay? So I think in that sense, that has improved. A lot of areas can continue to improve. Crime data, justice data. Everyone pushes the executive. No one's pushing the judiciary. Judiciary is not open. Very good examples of data that I think society can improve on. Resolution rate, non-resolution rate, aging of cases in courts. Those are, information that should be made available. Those information we can improve on. Audit data, to the credit of COA, are published as regularly as it can be, but not in machine-readable format. So that's another one. So curation. So I guess the answer is mixed. However, just 7 years ago, 6 years ago, there has been a tremendous gap in providing information to the public. Credit should be given. I think EO2 is one EO more than we had just before this administration. So I think everyone should celebrate whoever did it, particularly this president. I think he needs to be credited as an EO. So that's really good. And there are anecdotal evidence to show that it's working in terms of requesting. And in fact, now there is a formal process, a portal to Logic, and a means by which the people you ask for will be held accountable because of the right that you can now exercise because of EO2. So that's really good. Everyone also agrees that it's not enough. I think even this administration, to its credit, will agree that it's not enough. And I think the biggest gap, I think, is the premise that the government is the executive. It's not. The government is the legislative, the judiciary, and the executive. We have made some strides with the EO. Then they find out that they just attended to one term, the group. Congress needs to be part of that discussion and process, and the judiciary needs to be part of that discussion and process. In fact, I put it one more. There are certain private sector vested with public information like telcos. that also need to be part of the Nothing beats a law, right? But the law is a piece of paper. What really doesn't beat it is that it's part of the psyche of the nation to take to task its government to provide this basic public information that they have paid for. So yes, we have made a lot. Thank you very much this administration for the EO. That's one EO better. Now we need to push it for Congress and Judiciary. And now we need to still continue the fight to have a law that allows all public service, public sector. In fact, then there should be a national debate to balance what is a right of the citizen to get information and the privacy of the citizen to protect some information made available to the public. That's a good debate. There should be a natural tension towards that. And that tension should result in a balance where both our rights are protected, private rights are protected, and our rights to access information is also now